Yes, this is the trail, and it just keeps going up and up and up and up into those boulder fields. Appears to be short. Not sure it's going to be sweet. Good morning. It is May the 30th, which I started on the 1st. That makes the day counting real easy. It's day 30 adventure, day 27 on trail. Got about 300 miles in so far. Today's what's called a Nero. So just a really short day into a shuttle driver who's going to take me into town where I can have a town day, hotel, resupply. Get my clothes clean. It's time for that. Been a little bit of perspiration on trail here with the weather in the 70s. Last night, the temperature got down to 42. And you may notice I've got a rain slicker on, and beneath it I've got 2 layers. So that's for some sprinkles this morning. And then also it's just generally chilly. So I'm sure it's going to warm up during the day. It's not supposed to be a big rain day. But yeah, excited to get this day going. And the body's getting better. The body's adjusting to this whole thing. My hip had been a problem. It seems to be improving a little bit, which is very encouraging. Maybe I can ramp my days up later, past 14, and who knows, get to what. But yeah, heading on down the trail. Here's stuff that New York is famous for. Got these rock formations, and the trail just winds through these rock formations. This part isn't bad at all right here. Then you reach a point where you have to carefully place each foot as you're climbing up. I don't film a lot of this, but there's a lot of it on trail. And the reason I don't film a lot of it's pretty obvious. It's a little risky having the phone out while you're climbing up big rocks. But that was no problem. Don't even have the poles out yet. The way I'm doing my hike as a flip-flopper has made me a little bit of an imposter. Let me explain what I mean by that. It's not that I'm doing anything wrong, but I've advanced further in the trail than my hiking fitness has gotten to. So I'm on mile 300, and I'm in the presence of people that have done 1,400 miles. And yeah, and it's on the front edge. There'll be other people that'll come later at 1,400, but these are close to the best of the best. And that's a challenge. I'm not trying to keep up with them. Hike your own hike. I've been pleasantly surprised the last couple days. The trail legs are coming. The balance is coming, and generally feeling better. I was too slow with the camera there. Big old cottontail deer just got startled by me and ran off. It's so cool to be out here in nature and just pass all these animals in their habitat. It's not mine, it's theirs. But while we're at it, let's do the right stuff. I know I'm walking a little bit down a stone ledge here, but the footing doesn't seem to be too bad. And I may look away from camera to make sure that I'm being safe here. But today is sponsored by the letter T. And if you you've been watching my channel long enough, you know that I did one letter out of alphabetical order, and it was the letter T. I started with the letter T for a very simple reason, and that is the letter T explains the basis for what I'm doing. And that verse is, thy word have I hid in my heart, that I may not sin against thee. So again, forgive me for the King James language. I learned this over 50 years ago when King James was, at least in my church, in vogue. So, thy word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against thee. There's a purpose for learning God's word, hiding it in there. And you may remember another verse I talked about. It's not in the alphabetical listing verses. It's a verse I learned later in life. But out of the overabundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So you put God's word in there. And what comes out? Wisdom from God's word. Patience from God's word. Love from God's word. Grace from God's word. Understanding from God's word. That's why you hide it in there. You've got it then to pull out on a rainy day, which ironically, of course, today it is sprinkling. You've got it there on a sunny day. So very important to put God's word in your heart. And yeah, back to hiking. Look at this nice stream. Some little rapids. And we have this lovely hiker bridge that goes right on top. Thank you very much, whoever built this bridge. Prevents us from having to rock hop and possibly getting wet feet. Very nice. And then these are called bog boards. When you get into low-lying areas, a lot of times there's a risk that the water rises and causes an issue. For the trail, it gets all muddy, mucky, whatever. And somebody's been good enough to build a nice series of bog boards here to get us through the low-lying areas. Let's see how far these bad boys go. You can see some of the boards have seen their best day. But here's a section where somebody recently replaced them. So thank you very much. About a minute hike on bog boards. Very cool. It's just a little bit windy here in Pawling, New York. I've Neroed into here, so I'm gonna go find a place to hang out, have a bite to eat, maybe some hot soup before my hotel room is open. But lovely, lovely city. So this morning has me on trail in Pawling, New York, and I'm here with Willie, the proprietor of the Pawling Coffee Roaster. By the way, the coffee was fantastic.
Excellent. Thanks a latte.
But Willie, tell me your story.
Oh goodness. Which chapter should I start on?
That's always the challenge. That's why I leave the question that wide open.
Fair enough. Yeah. So I mean, well, I suppose here, how I got to this coffee shop is a good place to start. Actually just celebrated 3 years of being in business this week, so very excited about that. So I became a Christian back in 2007, 27, I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
Right outside of high school, and spent many years going out sharing the gospel with people because I love Jesus and I want people to know about him. And then around the age of COVID, I became a pastor right here in Pawling. That's what brought me into these parts. And while I was serving as pastor, I served there for 5 years. But while I was pastor, I had an idea to really kind of connect with the community a little deeper, and I thought coffee. Coffee brings people together. Coffee starts with CO, connecting starts with CO, community starts with CO. I think there's a bit of a theme going on there. And so I took a chance. I signed the lease on this place back in 2023. Opening day was right before Memorial Day weekend, and here we are 3 years later. I've interacted with so many wonderful people, many of whom are trail hikers, and I'll be entirely honest, they're my favorite people, my favorite group of people. And,
Despite the smell they bring into your shop.
well, right now it's not so bad because the weather's been pretty mild. But yeah, but just the stories that I get to share, I get from people, and the stories I get to share with them, and yeah, it's just been so fun. I've been able to really have meaningful connections with people who I never would have had a chance to otherwise. So, here's to community.
Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing your story, Willie.
My pleasure.
Pleasure to be here. And by the way, the coffee smells wonderful, even though I don't. What a nice village Pawling is. What a nice village. The restaurant I was in just had excellent service. Really pleased with the stop here. Not cheap, but it's quality. Really nice people in upstate New York. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So today's venture, I only hiked a handful of miles today, but it was a planned Nero. So that I could stock up and get ready for the next section. I'm actually going to do, the plan for tomorrow is to do something I haven't done yet, and that's go 20 plus miles. Now, it is a slack pack, but that's with the light pack, and then somebody will pick me up and bring me back to, so I get another hotel night, and then I'll slack pack the night after that. And then I have a huge, wonderful surprise after that as well. So, yeah, really excited about this stage where I am in the hike. Trail legs are coming. I could feel it the last couple days, and I'm really going to test that tomorrow with the 21-mile hike. So I will talk to you later.